Hey, what's going on, guys? Jeff Pearson here, going over my competition here at the Washington Strongest Apple 8. Just happened last weekend. So the first event here was the log press, and in the training I had been doing a lot of viper pressing with the log, and I hadn't done a lot of regular pressing, just been working a lot for vipering in training. And when I went into this contest doing the warm-ups, with this log, the Viper just wasn't happening, just didn't feel right. So I decided to, go to my regular pressing and decided that it'd just be fun to just strict press it. And after I'd done my first couple reps here, I decided that I really need to start working on getting that um, push press down and tried to push it, and it was just not happening, just wasn't having a good time pushing it. So just decided to stick with the strict press, but it takes my first event to really get into a contest for me. My first event kind of is like, oh, okay, I'm competing. Let's really get going here. Let's get with it. So this was my first event at this show, and so it was really my chance to kind of, okay, we're competing. Let's get our heart in it. Let's get going here. So it just took me a little bit to get it going. Didn't do as well as I'd want to do on the Viper press, but still did well on the log press. Then into the keg carry for distance. So this 250 keg. I'd watched a lot of the other competitors going, and I'd seen that they were all making the same mistake of running too fast, and there was no time limit on this. So I just decided I was going to go ahead and take my time to really try to make sure that it went perfectly the whole time, that I didn't make any mistakes. And I just wanted to carry it farther than anybody else had carried it in my weight class, just make sure I had won the event. So I just took my time and really grinded it out, just trying to make sure that I won this event. The thing that, and I didn't want to make any mistakes. But what I did happen in this event was because of taking so long, I taxed my lower back immensely. And, it was just that live and learn kind of thing. And my lower back was just fried after this. And it was hard for me to I was kind of really hurting after this event. So I went back and back under the tent and just started having liniment rubbed all over my back, kind of loosen up. And so going into the deadlift, my back felt pretty fried, and just wanted to make sure I could get the most reps in my class in this one. So I had been pulling 600 in training, and this was for reps, and this was just 525. And so I felt really confident that I'd do well in this event. Because I had won the last event, I knew that I got to go last, so I got to see what everybody else was doing. So I'd seen that Alec had gotten 7 reps, so I knew I just needed 8 to beat him. So as you'll see in this scene here, like as I get near the end, I lean up to Patrick, the judge there, and I say, or I kind of whisper to him. I was like, "Hey, Alec got 7, right?" And he's like, "You're on 7." I said, "Alec got 7 though, right?" And he's like, "Yep." So then I locked out my 8th one and just kind of hung out there. See, there it is. Just, show off a little bit for the crowd. And I still had plenty of time to do more reps, but didn't want to hurt my back because we still had the tire flip. And so set up on this tire, felt really comfortable with the tire. The tire was a little shorter than normal. And right here, my hamstring cramped. As soon as I started to flip that tire, my hamstrings just cramped. And so that kind of slowed me down a lot, and I couldn't get the pop I normally get on my tire flips. Just slowed me down a little bit, but still did all right. Still won my class in this event. I won my class in all of my events, and it was real good meet for me. Just little mistakes that I need to work on and try to improve. I really didn't eat anything all day, and I feel like I didn't drink enough water, didn't take in enough electrolytes, didn't really stay hydrated enough for being out in the sun all day. So it was just another one of those kind of things that you got to kind of learn and live with and improve on. So it's always trying to get better, always trying to make yourself more improved. There's always room to make yourself better and to get stronger and faster and more efficient at your movements. And then going into the last event, I haven't touched a hand over hand pull since last year at the Apple, so I really was upset with how slow my hand over hand was, because it was just uncoordinated for me. I just was really inefficient at it, and I still wore my climbing shoes for this event, which I was really happy with, and you'll see that when I start to do the sled drag here. Um, and then I didn't get the prowler all the way across. But on the sled drag here, everybody had to keep rowing it because they kept slipping, and because of having those climbing shoes, I had a little bit more traction, so I was able to just kind of keep grinding through it. But near the end here, my quads were burning something fierce, and it was hard for me to keep going. I was trying to, pull with everything I had, but I got right near the end, just couldn't finish it out. And it's just another one of those things I need to work on is my conditioning and my muscles being able to handle that lactic acid and keep grinding through it. So, it was another good meet. I ended up taking first in the 300 class. So qualified for nationals and planning on going to nationals in Iowa in October this year. So this was kind of my last real big strongman meet is what I'm planning for. I'm just going to go from here and just start getting training, kind of begin a cycle getting ready for nationals. So I'm going to start trying to get a little bit more of my training filmed up and throw that up here too. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, and let me know what you think, and leave a comment, and just tell me how awesome I am or whatever. Or tell me how much you hate me. That's cool too. Thanks to Grant and everybody else who sponsored Great Meat. So catch you next time.